Hey everybody, I wanted to do a video, and this video is entitled A Quick Outline for Small Business Websites. I want to see if I can get my Hemi Dodge in here. I don't know if you can see it very well or not. Let's see if you can see the Hemi scoop on it. I'll put it down a little bit. Anyway, it's a great car. Get more of a panned out picture of it. Kind of see it. It's kind of dark since it's a black car. It's hard to see. But anyway, I want to talk about small business websites. Because we've built a ton of them. And I want to give a quick outline for a small business person as far as what they should do for their website. And the reason I want to give this outline is because there's a lot of options out there. You know, there's GoDaddy. I mean, they'll do a whole package for you. They'll do a canned SEO program for you. You know, of course, they'll sell the domain, give you hosting, all that stuff. All that stuff is okay. But I mean, there's so much. Squarespace. You could go with Haibu. I mean, there's so many options for small business people on a website. But I'll give you my outline for what a small business should do. The first thing you need to do is you need to, if you have a physical location, you've got to set it up with Google. Make sure you identify your Google page, your business page. Give Google all your information and make sure that it matches, you know, your real location. So if your building is Suite B210, you want to make sure that if your physical address is spelled out Suite, that's what you want to do. You don't want to abbreviate it. So you want to make sure you give Google all your information, identify your home page or your Google Plus page, business page. And then once you do that, you get that all set up. You can, wow, walk through a hole there. That's pretty dangerous. In a parking lot here in this is a Westfield Mall in Carlsbad, but just got through working on a 24-hour fitness. Then after you do that, you got to get yourself a domain name. I like GoDaddy. GoDaddy's cheap, and I like their customer support. So you get a domain. Give it a little thought. If you're in a car business, try to think of a catchy domain name. Try to make it as short as possible, easy to spell. So, you know, whatever it is that you can think of, a little creative. It's nice to have keywords in your domain. So you want to put in, like, if you're a lawyer, you might want to put law someplace in your domain because it's a keyword. So birminghamattorney.com or, you know, omahaattorney.com or something like that is nice to do. Then you need to set up hosting. Hosting's easy. Most of the time, GoDaddy will set you up with hosting. They'll walk you through it, show you how to set up a host account, host a website. Then after that, I recommend to set up a host account, but to use open source web programming, which is WordPress. I would not do any kind of a GoDaddy web builder or templated sites or anything like that. The reason I would use WordPress, it's open source. It's always being updated by thousands of developers all around the world that are adding to the code. And so it's a great source. It's always up to date. It's always looks nice. There's lots of options. There's lots of plugins to use. So I would go with WordPress. WordPress is not hard to learn, but if you really want it to look nice, you're probably going to have to hire somebody to do it. So you're going to have to invest a few dollars in a WordPress website for someone to build it. And, you know, what gets done in this world without a little effort? So, you know, might as well spend a little time, a little money, make the thing look good because, you know, it's your website. It's an extension of your business. You don't want it to look bad because if it looks bad, you know, it just makes you look bad online. So everybody that sees it sees a junky site that looks like, you know, crap. I mean, I see those every day. You know, the world doesn't need another junky, crappy website. Hire somebody that's got a little ability. It's not hard and not expensive either. So once you get your WordPress site up and running, you need to evaluate the market. You need to evaluate, you know, where you're going to show up in the search engines, Yahoo, Bing, Google, you know, because you don't want to have a dead site. You don't want to have a site out there that, hey, I got a website, but nobody ever sees it, which is about 95% of the websites in the world. You put a website up, nobody ever sees it. So, you know, you just can't build a website, host a website, and then expect something to happen. I mean, it's like the old saying about the Encyclopedia Britannica. You don't throw a monkey behind a typewriter and expect him to whip out the encyclopedia in you know, however much time you want to, you know, give him. It's never going to happen. You got to put a little bit of effort behind it. So you got to have somebody that knows a little bit about search engine marketing. You know, how to get a website ranked in the search engines. That's could be a little bit of an issue because there's a lot of people out there who will take your money and do absolutely nothing. I see it every day. Happens a lot. So you got to have somebody that has a little bit of understanding, knowledge. You got to build a relationship with someone that knows what they're doing. You got to ask them about their previous experiences. You know, who have they helped before? Give me some referrals. Show me somebody that you've ranked already. You know, if you've got some some pretty difficult keywords in a very competitive market, and they've got the websites on the first page, well, then you know they kind of know what they're doing. And the other thing, you got to negotiate price. It's like buying a used car. What's the value of the car? Well, it depends on how old it is, how many miles is on it, what kind of condition it's in. Well, that's your website. You got to evaluate your market, find out how competitive your market is, how many people are trying to get those top spots on the search engines, and you might have to pay a little bit more if you're in a competitive market. If you're not in such a competitive market, you might get a pretty reasonable deal. So then you need to market it, and you need to work on it, and you need to stay with it. You need to, it's kind of like in the military, you need to take the high ground and hold it. So you need to get those top spots, and you need to hang on. And don't expect that the very first day you land on the first page that you're going to get tons of phone calls, because it generally doesn't work that way. So you got to hang on to those top spots and then be in it for the long haul, because it will pay off. I can give you so many stories about people that have gotten to the first page and thought right away they were going to get immediate success, didn't get immediate success, wasn't very happy with it, and then later on just got overwhelming success and was couldn't believe how much business they did off of a first or second listing in the search engines. So that's what it is. And I mean, it's marketing, and it's just the way it is. But definitely the internet, websites are the only way to play the game. We're in a day where people are on their cell phones. They got the internet right at the palm of their hand with their iPhone, with their Android. So people are looking for you on the internet. They're going to look for you on the search engines. So you got to be, if you're going to be competitive in business, you got to do it. You got to just do that. So anyway, that's my 2 cents as far as what you should do if you got a small business website. Try to make it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. I definitely would try to make sure that you did a good job. Don't shorthand it. This is not a place where you just want to do some crappy job or anything. Try to get some traffic to your site. I mean, gosh, 99.9% of the sites I look at have zero traffic. No links, no traffic, no nothing. They're just out there in the world, just floating around. Nobody cares. Another crappy site on the internet. So yeah, try to do something with it. It'll definitely pay off. I could tell you stories about people that have turned their lives around with great websites, turned their businesses around. So by all means, make it happen, because it's today's technology. It's today's world. It's the way the world works. Websites, internet. There's so many other things you can do. Build apps, social media. I mean, gosh, the thing is wide open. Anybody that cries around and says this is a bad time in our economy or a bad time in our history of our country, needs to open their eyes and see what's available out there, because there's tons of stuff available. I mean, I see young kids just basically in high school that are building incredible social media followings. To the point where I can tell you a story about a kid that I know that my daughter was in a video with that has millions and millions and millions of followers on YouTube. And all he does is make a new YouTube every day and puts it up on his YouTube channel. And he just promotes himself. Self-promotion's taking him about 3 or 4 years. He's got a couple million followers, and YouTube pays him quite a bit of advertising money. So yeah, if some kid can do it out of his bedroom while he's a year or two out of high school, these businesses with a little bit of resources should be able to make themselves a success online. So that's all I got. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it.